Hey guys, Young Leo Akio here. I'm back here. Continue up the video up to part 15 now. I'm showing you guys how to uninstall and kind of install back my 98 Eclipse body kits on those side kits here. Um, Putting bondo on, fill up the cracks on the body kits here before I can spray paint the primer coats and then the base coat after that, or I can just planning to bring my 98 Eclipse here to the paint shop to paint it, repaint it in within maybe a month or so. I'm not sure how long I'm gonna. I'll probably just buy some black satin paint and paint it after that and put the spoiler up, but um, and then maybe in a few months or so I can just bring it to the body shop. But the main thing is I'm gonna buy some satin, black satin uh, coat paint, spray paint it, and just finish it up after this and go inspection, take it to inspection. But here, this part is the part where on the passenger side. Now, guys, remember before you do any bonding, any sanding, that you want to put some plastic around the seats here on the inside, the interior. So because you have to, uh, I sanded this area here, so I have to open the door out. Same like this area over here, I have to open the door out. So just to be safe and clean, have a plastic sheet there to cover it up in the inside of the car. So basically, I just finished using the 60 grit sander here to sand it out and smoothly sand it. So this side is this side of the body kits here is smoothly sanded with a sander. As you can see, um, most likely I just sanded, really thin up here and just not sand too much right in the middle of the seam here, because that's where the body kits bond it onto the body, and just sand it down here too. So I don't need any bond down here and up here. So it's just kind of sand it real smooth all the way around. And same as the front here. I just finished it up. Just try to sand out if it's too thick. Trying to even it up as much as possible. And then this is, I'm gonna show you guys how I sand it. Um, this is the way I sand it. It's kind of like you just go really soft, because I'm using a cutter. It's like a sander here. But it's not really a sander, it's a cutter. So it's really fast speed, and you have to, I have to be really, really gentle and softly when I touch this area right here, and then just kind of cut through the middle if it's too thick. So just kind of do a smooth and thin layer when I'm going down here, and just kind of, use the low RPM speed, like right here, and then just, grind it. By the way, this is called a grinder, not a sander. I'm keep saying the sander for the previous video, but this is a grinder. And I can just use a grinder just for now, since I don't really have a sander with me at this moment. So I have to use a grinder, and it's a cutter too. So it's a multi tool use. You can use a multi things. But if I'm using this to sand the bondo, I have to be really extra careful. Remember, guys, I will wear thick gloves. I just, I have to make videos, so I don't want to wear thick gloves. It's on my way. But please do wear thick gloves when you're working with a cutter or a grinder, or really a sander too. A sander, you don't really have to wear a glove, but a grinder and a cutter, you definitely need to, and you definitely need safety glass. Okay. So it's gonna go really slow. When it gets low, you can just smoothly, sand when it's on a low RPM, just like that. And then up here you can just sand it like this with a real low RPM. Okay, just like that, and keep going like that. Press a little bit of speed. That's all you need, just a little bit of speed. A little bit of speed at a time. Just kind of even this layer up here, even as much as possible. And I'll show you guys. And you're gonna do the same thing, like over here, same thing that I'm doing over there. But I'll show you guys about the corners here. What I'm using, the tool. Um, I was using these two different kind of file tools right here, and one of it is square and one of it is round. So you definitely can use the square one for like somewhere in here after you sand it. And there's some spot that you can't sand the bond off. If it's square like this, use the square file and just file it. You know, just sand it and file it evenly up until it's smoothly, you know, on what how you want it to smooth. After that, you know, you can sand. I can just sand it with a hand sand after that. So that's what I've been doing. And on the back here, I can just simply use the round file like that and just file it. You know, until it's really even up. Don't file it all the way into the bare metal. Just a little bit on the edge on the outside before I can you know, actually using 320 grit sandpaper and hand sand it. And then after that, I can just clean it up and then do a wet sanding after that with 600 or 400 grit sandpaper. And it should be smoothly ready to clean and put primer on after that. Putting some spray paint, some coat on after that, you know. So that's it for this size. After this, I will need to, you see my car is really dirty with the bondo. I really need to clean it up with air compressor before I wash the car. So next step is, let me get you guys over here on this side. The same thing, like over here, the same thing. Now I'll show you about the corners, how you're gonna file it. Using the same kind of file, the same kind of square file, and file this edge right here. You see that? Because it's really, you know, it's really thick right now. So I haven't finished it up yet because I want to make a video showing you guys, you know, why I'm doing this, so you guys can see what kind of tool I'm using. And it works really well. Just open the door out, open wide, however, you know, as long as you can see this, the file. You can open the door out a little bit out so you can see better. Just like that. I open it all the way out wide, and I can just now file it real good. And just file it real good, flat down until it meets, you know, the same, until even up with the fender and the body kit here, before I can sand it, hand sand and wet sand it. That's it, guys. Same thing over here. You're gonna use the round, file like that, and just, you know, finishing up filing smoothly with these tools, and it should be ready to hand sand and wet sand. So now, what do I do next? Well, about here, I can just use a. I was using a the grinder and just smoothly grind. You know, sand it right here. Be careful not to touch all the way down to the metal. I just have a little spot that's showing the metal, but that'll be okay because I'm gonna spray paint it with primer or base coat. So that's basically okay. I mean, I don't want to go back and put any more bondo because I've been doing it twice already, and you know, it's just not necessary to do it again. It's just gonna be like that, okay? A little bit metal won't hurt. That's why you really want to sand it really extra careful, smoothly, sand where it needs to sand, like just the outside edge only. Just sand it real deep on the outside edges, so it can even up the layers onto the body here. Okay, so the bondo is really thick. You just want to sand it around this this area, around this around the seam here. You know, the connection. That's all. That's the only place where I sand it, so it can even it up with the layers. Make sense? Okay. Same thing like this. I can just use my file to file that up. And I did this earlier already, so it looks pretty perfect now. It looks pretty nice. I just need to at this point, what's next is wet sanding. So I can just go ahead and close the door there, and I'm gonna use set my camera here for a little bit before I use my air compressor gun to blow all the dust out before I wash the car. Well, actually, before I wet sand it. So turn on my air compressor, and basically I'm just gonna blow all this dirt out, all this bondo dirt out of where I just sanded. You know, blow out all the dirt as much as possible because we're gonna wet sand it. And I mean, you can just wet sand it like that. You don't really have to blow out the dirt. I just do it because I don't want to see any dirt while I'm wet sanding. I don't want to see a lot of dirt, you know, laying around. So basically, just clean all around the car there. But you get an idea, right? Just clean everywhere that you bond, the other side, the front side, the back side, everywhere with a blowgun first, and then I would go ahead and use 600 grit sandpaper here, wet sand it. Got my bucket here, bucket of water. Put the sandpaper on the water, and well, I forgot to tell you guys, you need to sand it with 100 grit sandpaper first. Okay, sand it with 100 grit sandpaper first. Okay, and then you know, after that, I mean, I forgot to show you guys that before I blow the dirt out, but you actually need to use 100 grit sandpaper to sand all the seam out, like I told you guys. Sand around the seam, and then um, just use 220 grit sandpaper after that, and sand it and finish it up. Okay, finish it up. After that, after you even it up, make sure you make this line right here really even, and it's kind of round, so just kind of over it. And same thing like down here, everywhere. You should use get you a small piece of sandpaper, works best to sand it smoothly down. Now this spot right here, I don't need to use a grinder. I just sand it with the sandpaper after that. You know, all the bondo is gone. So after that, blow all the dirt out, and then I can start wet sanding. Okay, I can just go straight to wet sanding. It's wet sanding. I'm gonna have to do this again after the view, but I'm just showing you guys, you know, how you sand and all that, and wet sanding. So by this point, you don't really need to sand much because it's already in place. The bond's already bond, and it's smoothly with the body. You know, try not to have any lumps or cracks. If you do, that means, you know, you're not doing a good job. So far, I don't see any cracks or lumps on my bonding area. It's really smooth now. Like right here was a big dent chip hole or something right here. Remember? Yeah, it's it's really smooth right now. Same thing like down here. Just put more water when you're wet sanding too. That works in way better. Works in much better. So just wet sanding all the area that's been bonding that I put bondo on. So you kind of get the idea now, right? Like all around here on the round edges. Let's see. I have to zoom it in so you guys can see better. Okay. So I'm just gonna keep wet sanding this area here, and then you know, just go gentle. Don't press it too hard. Just lightly, you know, so it can even up. It can be real smooth after that. And then after that, I can just go ahead and um, wash the car. You know, like my car is like real duts, even though after I blow all the dirts out, but there's still a lot of dirt around my car here. See that? Now the trunk I'm pretty much done. I just need to drill the holes, but we'll get to that in the next video about spoiler. Okay, installing my spoiler on. So there's a lot of dirt still. At this point, after wet sanding everything down, I can just go ahead and uh, use a water hose. If you have a water hose at home, go ahead and wash the car now. So I'm gonna be washing my car. All right, guys, I just turned on the water hose. So so I'm gonna start washing my car here. Um, Here it is. Let's go ahead and wash the car like that. Wash all the dirt out and have it dry. You know. Refill your old bucket of water if you have to. But wash all the way around the car. Okay. After you wet sanding. So. So after wet sanding, oh, it hit my camera. And after wet sanding, I just wash the car like that. Before I put primer coats, or I can just because all I have is like black shiny coats. So I'm gonna have to go to Walmart or Lowe's to buy me some black satin coat, because my car is like satin black. It's not glossy black. So I'm gonna buy some satin black spray paint coat to spray it on. I'm probably not gonna use primer coat, but we'll see. If they don't have like, because I'm looking for a satin black coat that has primer. If they don't have primer on that satin black spray paint, then I'm gonna spray some primer on before I spray the satin black paint coat. Okay, so that's it, guys. That's it for this video. See my next video when I actually spray paint it with a primer coat and satin black coat. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in my next video. Bye for now.